We are here in Spokane, Big Sky Media Days, finally here in person after 2 long years. And I had to do a double take on this here with head coach Bobby Hauck, now entering his 10th year. Coach, can you believe this is year 10 leading your alma mater?
Yeah, time flies, Riley. It seems impossible that it's been 10 different times doing this, but enjoy the heck out of it, and certainly excited for this 10th season at Montana.
Tell us about the last couple of days since you've been here and kind of the run-of-the-mill for a head coach, what you guys do to get going for the season, and again, probably the first time that you've seen some of your colleagues in person in quite some time.
Well, yeah, the whole media days deal is pretty standard. Everybody gets their sound bites and gets what they want, and then gets on out of here, and it gets them to the season, right? But to see the other coaches and the SIDs and the athletic directors was really fun, and certainly it's good to be back in business and back to normal.
I promise this will be the last time I ask about a spring season or what happened last year, but now that we're moving forward into the fall and getting ready for this season, which was the ultimate goal the entire time, how do you feel the decisions that you guys made to play in the spring, those 2 games, have set you up for success here in the fall?
Well, in retrospect, I like our spring season. I thought we had the perfect plan. I thought we got exactly what we needed. We had a terrific performance, and I think that's pushed us into the summer training part and now into the season. And I really can't wait for August, and really I can't wait for September 4th in Seattle, Washington.
And I'm sure between all of the coaches' shows, the podcasts, and the interviews that we do, that I'll be trying to get you to compare teams back and forth. I won't do that at this moment, Coach, but I know when we've stayed in touch throughout the summer, you've talked about your excitement to get back in August with this team. And now that it's only 2 weeks away, can you maybe gauge on a scale for Griz Nation out there how excited you are about this particular group entering your 10th year now?
Yeah, I last year when we didn't end up playing, I had some thoughts about what that season would be like for us, and then we didn't play. And then going into the spring, I had some ideas about what we had in our locker room and on our team, and I really liked what I saw. And we get 11 games this fall, and we play them each one a week, and that's all we can focus on. But I think when November hits, I think we're going to like this football team a lot.
Before we get into the preseason polls, which I know you love so much, we're going to talk about the 2 representatives that you have here in Spokane, in Dylan Cook and Jace Lewis. I think the stories are phenomenal for a lot of different reasons, but they both were walk-ons starting their career. One even played a different position in Dylan Cook, but now for them to be senior leaders and representing your team, just tell us a little bit about the 2 that you chose to bring here to Spokane.
Well, they're great guys, and nobody brings guys they don't like to a deal like this. You're going to spend a couple days with them, and they're going to represent the program. And Dylan and Jace have done a really nice job of that here. They're terrific guys. We've got a locker room full of great guys on our team, and certainly they represent that well. And they do have unique stories coming from walk-on to starters to guys that are now representing the team at Media Day in the summer. And I'm excited for them and about them, and that they're great guys.
And they'll be great to watch on the field this year. Preseason poll time. It's weird. The coaches and the media actually agreed this year, which is actually maybe the first shocker of it all, but you guys were picked second in both polls behind Weber State ahead of Eastern Washington. Your thoughts on where you sit in the preseason poll, Coach?
Well, preseason polls are exactly that. We're all going to play. I think it's interesting a little bit in our league because everybody doesn't play everybody, and we don't play Weber. So that's kind of too bad. But, I'm glad that the coaches and the people that cover the league feel that we have a really good football team, and hopefully that plays out this fall.
2 weeks from now will be the first day of fall camp, and we'll talk plenty about the X's and the O's then, Coach. But Griz Nation, they're dying for some content here from you. Give us a mini preview of maybe your offense, of where it stands right now, or when you're thinking about it in July before you guys hit the ground running in a couple of weeks. Where do you feel your offense sits at this moment?
Well, I'd start that. I'm backtrack on you just a smidge. The best thing about our team, I think, is we have a complete team. Offense, defense, special teams. I think we're good in all 3 phases. So as the season plays out, it's a week in, week out deal. Sometimes you got to win it with defense and kicking games. Sometimes you got to win it with offense. and the special teams maybe. But, we'll be able to, each side of the ball, we'll be able to rely on the other. But I think the biggest upgrade on our offense, back to your question, is that we're the best we've been up front in numerous years. And those guys are veteran, they're mature, they've developed. And I think for the first time since you and I have been doing this together, we can say that the offensive line will be a strength for us. And I think at every other position we've got good players, and should be solid. We should be able to put some points up.
Can't wait to watch those guys on the field. We'll flip to the other side. Defensively, I love the Montana flavor that you have, at least the linebacker spot. The secondary seems to me like one of the most revamped positions in the sense where there's not many holes compared to where a couple years ago when you started, that might have been an area of concern. But just an overall look at your defense as we get going here.
Yeah, well, that first spring we didn't have any DBs. I mean, 2 safeties were transfers, and we were bringing corners over from wide receiver, and so that's all kind of been shored up. I thought our defense performed exceptionally well in the spring, and I hope that carries over to the fall.
Final question for you, and part of the reason why the decision went in place was you want to make sure that Griz Nation can be around you all year long and to experience all of this together. With that being said, what's your rallying call here to Griz Nation as we get ramped up on this season? September 11th is going to be here before we know it for that home opener, and I get chills even thinking about what that environment's going to be like under the lights at Griz.
Well, I do too. I can't wait. We feel like our venue and Washington Grizzly Stadium is one of the greatest college football venues in the country, and not just the best in FCS. So it's going to be great. I think there's a few season tickets left, so people can still get them. It's going to be bedlam. It's going to be fun. And, everybody loves it when the Griz are playing, the Griz are on top. And I think that we have a terrific opportunity for all of us this fall and to enjoy all that, which is what's one of the special things about Montana and Montana football.
Well, we cannot wait for Grizzly football. It's finally here, Griz Nation. Stay tuned to all the social media outlets for updates throughout fall camp. Coach Hauck and I will have the Coaches Show again starting on Wednesdays at Finn, as well as podcasts throughout. Coach, you ready for this?
I'm ready, Riley. Let's go Griz, baby.
Let's go do it. Fight on, and we'll have more content for you here from Spokane.